Happy Friday, Floss Tube. I think I'm straight in the camera. Looks straight to me, so we'll go with it. This piece looks a little different than the last time I worked on it for a Stitch With Me video, doesn't it? Quite a bit different. And because I'm working on some fill-in here, I thought it was the perfect piece to work on today. That and I'm also at the moment completely besotted with this project. I cannot put it down, so I'm going with it. I have a freshly loaded bobbin of 310, and I'm ready to go. And all I have to do is fill in. What I'm loving about this particular band that I'm working on, because you know, I stitched all of these motifs first, and then you know started the black fill-in over at the far left-hand side. And when I first started the fill-in, I thought, oh, I don't know if I really like it. And then the further I got, I started to really like it because it reminds me of a ribbon. It reminds me of those special beautiful ribbons that you can buy that you can use to embellish your sewing. And I've actually quite fallen in love with it. So that's been a pleasant surprise. And I've just realized that I'm going to have to move the arm of what's holding my camera, because otherwise I'm going to bash into it when I try to move my frame. So let's see. Look away for a minute so you don't get seasick. Just hang on a second here. Whoa. Wibble wobble. Wibble wobble. How's that? Now, can I turn my... Nope, I still don't have enough clearance. Clearance. That's funny. Let me move it a little more. But then you're not in the picture, are you? Ah, it's gonna be one of those days. Okay, if I move it a little more this way. Very high tech around these here parts, aren't we? I use a gooseneck clamp to hold my phone in place while I record these videos. Interestingly enough, I bought the clamp. It's made by Daylight, and I purchased it to hold patterns while I stitch. I think I've used it maybe 5 times to hold patterns. Other than that, I wasn't using it. And then when I started recording these Stitch With Me videos, I thought, oh, that's a perfect thing to hold the phone. So let's see, have we got, no, I still don't have, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold for a minute while I sort this out, and then you don't have to put up with me dithering around here. There, I think I've worked it out. Okay, here we go. So, this is Landmark Tapestries and Charts called Sevan, and I am stitching this on a 16 count off-white Aida with the called for DMC floss. And when I'm doing this fill-in, you'll probably notice that I'm going to do a combination of both full cross completion and one leg at a time traveling, depending on where I am and what is the quickest route for floss conservation. But this piece has just snuck its way completely into my heart, which I have to be, you know, honest with you, was the case with all of these designs that I've stitched. I've talked about this many times, but just to sort of bang on about it again, there are 12 patterns in the series. I don't have the cover photo up here with me. There we go. 6 distinct patterns and then 6 duplications with completely different colorways. I've got a lot of sun coming in from a skylight that's right above me, so you're going to start to notice that there's going to be dappled sunlight on my stitching. But I think that's okay. I don't think it's going to ruin your view, and I suspect most of you are just stitching anyways. 2 strands of floss. Did I say that already? 2 strands of floss over on 16 count Aida. So yes, 6 individuals and then 6 duplications with completely different colorways. I have stitched 5. I've talked about them before. I shared a picture of my stairwell on Monday. I posted each individual photo of each of the 5 patterns that I finished on Instagram. I believe back in November of 2016, approximately. I think it's 2016 or 2017, but it was before I started podcasting. If you'd like a close-up of each one, they can be found way down on my Instagram feed, and that's the Off the Grid Needlearts feed and not the Evertotes feed. The Evertotes page I just use for bags. But each of those 5 charts that I stitched, I completed 1 a year. And there's approximately 39,000 stitches in each one. And, you know, getting so heavily invested back into this one has reminded me of those years spent stitching those charts that now hang in my home. And someone asked me, and I apologize, I can't remember who, someone asked me whether I had purchased matching frames at the same time for the ones that I hadn't stitched yet. And no, I haven't. I had all 5 of the original ones framed together by Neil at Thread and I at the time. He laced and framed all 5 at the same time. So those 5 all match. My plan has always been that these would be special treasures that I handed down to my kids. And then, you know, after I'm gone, they can decide whether this is something that they would like to hang in their home or not. But there will be 5 for each kid. So those first 5 have matching frames, and then the next 5 that I'm stitching for Nicholas, these ones I will wait to frame them until they're all done. And then these ones will be for him. And I'll write a little personal tag on the back of each one. And then if they choose to hang them in their home, that's up to them. But until I am dead and gone, these beautiful pieces will hang in my own home. Boy, do I love them. Letitia, Crafty Curator, we joked about, well, we didn't joke. We're serious. We are going to make tapestry, an entire tapestry wall in our homes. Some people have sampler walls, and we're going to have a tapestry wall. So we purchased those, what were those other charts from? My Treasure Island on Etsy. Those designs that look like beautiful rectangular rugs. Oh, they are stunning. Look like tapestry rugs. So I'd love to start one of those soon, but I'd like to have a little bit more progress on this. And I'm not tired of working on this one yet. That's usually my signal. When I don't want to work on it, then it's time to pick up something else. But that's the one thing about these tapestry charts. I don't seem to tire of them. There isn't a time that I don't want to pick up my needle and put a few stitches in. So the coverage is pretty good with 2 strands. It's pretty darn good. Now it's black, right? It's black thread on an off-white fabric. So you're going to have a little bit of peek through of that fabric showing up. But you know, when it's framed and on the wall and you're 3 feet away from it, you really don't notice it at all. And it doesn't bother me a bit. Oh, so fun. Anyway. So yes, it's Friday again. And I'm sure you've noticed by now that I'm back to my regular Friday style of recording. Last week was a fun little detour of how I normally do things on Friday, Stitch With Me videos. Just received a severe thunderstorm watch here in London. It is just almost 11 a.m. So I checked the weather before I started, and it had said that this afternoon there is 70% chance of rain and a bit of thunder and lightning. So we shall see what we get. I don't mind a good storm. I don't think most stitchers do, as long as they're home and it's not, you know, a dangerous storm. That's a whole different kettle of fish. But when you're safe and snug in your home and it's just a regular garden variety thunderstorm, I enjoy those. No tornado warnings, please. I could do without those. But right now the sun is shining. Sasha the cat is doing well. Her owners have been away for a week now, and she's settled in quite nicely. She is a true outdoor cat. I've never owned an outdoor city cat before, so this has been a bit of an experience for me. We've always had indoor cats, and when we would go to the cottage, we would let the cats, if they chose to, they were, you know, able to go outside at the cottage, where there wasn't the sort of things to worry about in the city. However, Sasha's not our cat. It's not our, you know, decision whether or not she's an indoor or outdoor cat. So I follow how they, what they allow her to do. And she is outdoors most of the day. But she sticks very close to home. She goes and does a little bit of exploring, and then she comes back and she hops up on one of the chairs that are on the porch, and then that's where she's been sleeping. It's where she prefers to sleep. It seems to be, as long as the weather is nice, she wants to be outside. Even if it's nap time, she wants to be napping on the porch. Okay, so I'm out of thread. Done quite a bit there. I have got the cutest. Can you see these? Let's see. It's so bright. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see these. They're owl scissors. Boy, oh boy, that sun is bright. Oh, clouds, cloudy. Oh, look what happened. Isn't that funny? The clouds just came overhead. My little owl scissors. Oh, they're upside down. There. They are so cute. I just got them at my usual Thread and I, a number of years ago. The thing about scissors, they last a long time. All right. Ooh, fresh length of 6 strands coming off the bobbin. That's always a bit of a treat, isn't it? Feels like you're getting somewhere. Making some progress. we go. Hoping with this sunlight, you're still going to be able to see what I'm doing. I think you'll be able to see enough. It's a Stitch With Me video, right? And I'm just doing fill-in. You're here for the visit. I often like to think about what it is that you're doing while we're having a chat and that we're chatting together. That, you know, maybe you're watching this at the end of a really, really, really long work week. And it's finally time for you to sit down and enjoy some quiet time with your favorite project and a drink at your side and maybe a snoring dog or cat curled up at your feet. That's a nice... Anyway, I like to think about that while we're chatting. Bit of a visit. There we go. All right. I know these designs aren't everybody's cup of tea, but boy, I really enjoy them. See, I've got my light on, and it's so sunny here that this is all in shadow, isn't it? What if I do that? There, and a little patch of sunlight just for a moment. I'm going to enjoy the sun while it's here, not wish it away, even though I like a thunderstorm. So my family, John and Nicholas have been away this week. John decided to take a vacation week and go up and help his dad out up north at the cottage. So Nicholas tagged along for the week. So they've been up there. They're coming home on Sunday. And Sarah went up. She drove up last night. So Sarah's been here home with me, which has been really, really nice. We've been hanging out together when she's been off home from work. I mean, obviously she's still been doing lots of stuff with her friends as well, but when she's been at home, it's been really nice to enjoy just some one-on-one time with her. And so she drove up last night after her shift was done at work. And John messaged me at 11 to say that she'd arrived safely. So he had to cross over in the dark, which I hate. I don't, let's face it, I just don't like being on the boat, period. But Sarah's, she's grown up on it. She is so brave. Those kinds of things don't faze her or John at all. And it was a little bit rough too. He said that it was a bit wavy. But he's got an excellent GPS system on the boat that allows him to go at night. So he picked her up, and then he messaged me when they got back to the cottage to say everybody was safe and snug, which I always like to hear that. I always like an update when someone you love has gotten where they're supposed to be, and possibly there are circumstances that might make you worry a little bit. So they're going to have a nice weekend, and then everybody's coming back home on Sunday. So that made me think, I've been working a lot lately. A lot. And I love my work. I do. I'm really lucky. I love, love, love my work. And I work a lot. And I think that I'm going to take a day off tomorrow. I keep seeing these YouTube videos pop up in my feed. They're these channels. I don't follow these channels, but for some reason they show up in my feed. I don't even know how to describe them, like lifestyle type blogs, podcasts. they seem to be 100% women. I'm sure there are some done by men, but these ones that pop up in my feed seem to be all women. And they're, sort of talking about productivity and how to, well, actually, I probably know why they follow up in my feed. There's one podcaster who I follow. What's her name? Amy Landino, Amy TV. Anyways, I enjoy her most of the time. Sometimes, she's quite a bit younger than me, and some of the things she talks about just don't apply. But I find that she's, when you're talking about time management and habit building and things like that, I quite enjoy usually what she has to say. And she's lovely. I mean, she's beautiful. She has beautiful skin, beautiful clothes. It's just one of those times where you're, sort of staring at the screen and you think, wow, boy, smart and beautiful. So that's probably why all these other channels pop up in my feed. Anyway, a little bit of a tangent there, but I start to notice that all of these podcasters start filming. They seem to put out these videos called self-care day or self-care Sunday or something like that. And I thought, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do a self-care day. But my version of a self-care day probably looks very different from their version of a self-care day. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I am going to have a crafter's paradise version of a self-care day. And I'm thinking in my mind, it's also going to involve some healthy things, healthy mental things. So I might have a nice soak in the tub, go for a walk, eat some healthy food, drink some water. But then I think I'm going to take the day off from sewing, and I'm going to do other crafting instead. I'm going to stitch and knit on whatever takes my fancy. And I'm going to do that for the whole day. And I'm getting pretty excited. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We'll go with it. Oh, I can hear. I came to record upstairs because Daria was sound asleep. So I came upstairs so that I wouldn't disturb her, because if she does hear me, I'm not quiet when I talk. So she will sometimes wake up. Maybe I'm making the floor vibrate. I don't know. That's kind of funny. But she'll get up and she'll come and try to, be with me. I've said that before many times. She did it on Monday, on the Monday floss tube. And so I thought I would just let her sleep. So that's why I'm recording upstairs. But I can just hear, I think she's stirring down there. She's doing okay. Her mobility, she has good days and bad days, just like people. Boy, isn't this going quick? That is just so satisfying to see it just come to life, fill in, look so pretty. So I'm curious, what is your idea of a perfect self-care day? What would you do? I am missing my family. Miss John, Miss Nicholas. So I'm looking forward to having them back. John has a big birthday coming up next week. So I'm trying to put something together for a celebration for him that it's proving a bit difficult, actually, because many of our friends are away. They just happen to be away this following week. So trying to pull together a surprise party has been, it hasn't worked. So it might be a real surprise party that he gets in September, which is, going to be 2 months after his birthday. Excuse me. But, surprise. I didn't forget. So, but I'm sure I will, obviously I'm going to do something for his birthday. Just won't be what I was hoping to do. But that's the thing about surprises. At least he didn't know that he's not getting what I was hoping to do. Because he never watches these videos. Never. He's so funny. He said to me once, he says, I'm supposed to watch your videos. I said, no, I don't think so. They're too boring. Too boring for you. He watches me do this all the time anyway. This is like living with me. So why would he watch it? All right. New Jersey retreat is coming up. Where am I going to anchor this? Well, let's go here. Excuse me. Yeah, New Jersey retreat in 2 weeks. I will be in New Jersey. I'm getting kind of excited. Getting a little nervous. Gonna see Gerald and Letitia again. And I'm hoping, Myra, if you're watching this, I met Myra at the retreat we had here in Ontario at the Elmhurst. Myra Richmond came up and I met her. And as far as I know, she's scheduled to be in New Jersey. I know she's had some personal things going on in her life lately. Myra, I hope you're well. And I hope if you're able to come, be able to see you again. And everybody that reached out to me who I haven't met in person yet, I'm excited to meet you all too. There's a very small Canadian contingent going to be there. The Stitching Social girls are going to be there. Jen and Allison. Looking forward to hanging out with them again. And of course, Crafty Kim. I'm not quite sure when those guys are leaving to head down. I think on the Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the stitching room opens up on the Thursday night. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm getting excited. I have no idea which projects I'm going to take, but I'll probably start to think about that this weekend. I have a funny feeling I'm not going to get very much stitching done because even though I am an introvert and even though I am, kind of nervous, I would still like to make the effort to make my way around the room and introduce myself and get to know people. It's hard because you can't really, there's going to be over 100 people there. You can't really sit down and have an in-depth conversation with 100 people. At least I can't. It's hard, but I want to make an effort to meet everybody. So it's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm a little nervous. That's a lot of people. I can't even imagine StitchCon. I've watched the videos for people that went to StitchCon, and that is a lot of people. But it did look like fun. It's one of those things, right, where you have to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone in order to do something that you absolutely know you'll have the time of your life. I feel the same way about exercise. I don't want to exercise, Just like I don't want to leave my house ever. But when you push yourself to exercise, you always end up feeling glad that you did it. I mean, not that a stitching retreat is anything like exercise, because it's way more fun. But you know what I mean? When it's hard for you to push yourself to do social things, you can make up 100 excuses in your head why you shouldn't go or you shouldn't do something, because you'd rather stay curled up at home in your pajamas with a podcast and your stitching. But when you do force yourself out of that comfort zone, 99.9% of the time, it's worth it. Am I still in this? I haven't even been looking at the camera. Hopefully this video isn't a complete bust and you can actually see what I'm doing. But look, I filled that one in completely. It's all done. Working my way across. Oh, it's so satisfying. It just looks like the most beautiful ribbon. Love it. Okay, I am going to fill in. Go backwards here. Whoops. Oh, there's somebody using a weed whacker outside. What was I watching on television last night? Something I was trying to catch up with. Now I can't remember. Oh, isn't that terrible? It was really good, and now I can't even remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. It was a show as Parenthood. I've never seen it, and John has zero interest in watching it with me. And so, because he's not home, and normally when he's not home, I don't actually even think to watch TV, because it's my chance to watch FlossTube at night. So I thought, oh, I should watch a few episodes of that Parenthood show. It is so good. I love Lauren Graham. Ever since Gilmore Girls, I'm a big fan of Lauren Graham. I find her fun to watch. Just a bit of, escapism TV. And yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed it. I'm still only in the first season, but I did watch a few episodes last night with my knitting. That's the one thing about TV shows, and why I probably don't watch a lot of TV generally in the evening when I start to feel a little bit tired, because I can't stitch. I get far too engrossed in the show and I don't get anything done. So I tend to knit when I watch TV. And I did get a bit of knitting done, so that was nice. All right. I'm going to end this one a bit sooner. And there. Okay. Well, I want to do more. I'm itching to do more. But I have got some lovely work downstairs waiting for me, and it's some fun work, so I don't even mind. Oh, I love this so much. Look how pretty that is. Hopefully you can see it. I think you can. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you have time to fit in a few fun things tomorrow and maybe have a little self-care day yourself, I hope that you enjoy every minute, and that you also get lots of time spent on doing the things that you love to do. Oh, because isn't it fun? All right, folks. Happy Friday, happy weekend, happy stitching, and I will see you on Monday for Monday FlossTube. And yeah, see you on the Facebook group tonight. Take care.